Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you everyone for being here and those watching on TV. First order of business, we have a public hearing on the tax rate for 2023.
So I have trained our new city clerk on how to do the tax rates, and he's going to read the memo.
Very good.
So essentially the state has raised the tax ceiling this year. The rates are going to be set for general fund at 0.3632, the park at 0.0094, and the band for 0.0102 on the dollar, for a combined total rate of 0.3828 per $100 of the assessed valuation. Due to the total assessed valuation decreasing by $1,339,647, the total revenues will decrease by about $12.89 over the last year. Total tax revenue generated is $176,180.14 for the year. And you guys can see the breakdown in your memos there. For the general fund, it's $167,159.42. 4,326.26 for park, 4,694.46 for band, and that totals out to the number above, 176,180.14.
Very good.
So like normal, when the assessed valuation decreases a little bit, they'll raise our tax ceiling just a smidge to try to keep that, pretty even. I always like to give this to you guys every year. And this is off the county collector's website, and it is all the cities in the county and their tax rates. And I just like to show you in black and white that we are substantially the lowest tax rate of the 6 cities in the county.
Everyone heard that. We are the lowest. Okay. Thank you so much. Mayor's report. Go ahead.
There'll be an ordinance to approve the taxes on the agenda.
Mayor's report, very short as usual. I don't know if everybody had a chance to get down and see the car show this weekend. The Blue Oval did an outstanding job. They had 120 cars show up. I think that's one of the best ones they've had. The good thing about the Blue Oval is all that money comes back into Hermann. They will make donations to different organizations. The other thing I'd like to say is everyone's aware the Save a Lot is closing. I just would like to publicly say thank you to the cutoffs for the years that they've been here. The things they have, they help so many of the organizations when they have fundraisers. They're going to be so missed, but it's just time for them to do what they're doing. So don't be mad at them, support them, and thank them for what they've done for Hermann over the years. They're a great family, and I wish them the best of luck. The other thing is, back to school time. So when you're out, look out for the little ones. I think St. George starts tomorrow? Thursday, and then our one next week. So just be advised that school buses and kids on the street, be alert. That's all I have. City Administrator report.
Okay, thank you. Sales tax came in really well. Our deposit this month was $74,000. Which was $6,700 more than this month last year, which I was glad to see because we were down a little bit on the July deposit. So it's kind of evened out, and that's kind of what we were expecting this year, is to just expected that we would stay even with the prior year rather than really increase any like we had been. The law enforcement tax, that came in well too. It was $9,383.45. So we participated in the chamber-sponsored job fair, and what the result that came out of that was one applicant for the street department. We still do need 2 full-time dispatchers. We do not have any applicants as of yet. The new phones that we had budgeted, we had those installed this week, and we are in the testing phase. And there should be no numbers are changing or anything like that. We're going to the VoIP system, and instead of doing it wireless because of these concrete block walls, they're actually running it, each phone through our computer line. And so they think we should have really, and since we have high-speed internet, they think we should have really clear reception, and we're going to save money on our monthly bills doing this. We've also had some software demonstrations. We've demoed 2 different software packages. We've looked at them twice. I want to look at several more. You know, it's going to be a really big decision, and but I wanted you to know that we're actively doing that. I'm going to try to schedule, you know, a couple every month. That takes some coordinating because I like to get as many of our staff on the call at one time. So, but we are actively working on that. And then I'm going to leave it there because several of the projects that I've been reporting on for weeks have all culminated on one agenda, which is tonight. So I will probably have a lot more to say as those items come up on the agenda.
And Dave's here, he gets to read them tonight.
Yes, yes. And Jesse made it back from his flat tire on time to help me.
All right, are you finished? We'll move on to the Tourism and Economic Development Director's report, please.
Good evening, everyone. It's been since April since I last reported, so we've had lots happening. Earlier this summer, Rob Haskins and I assisted the Hermann Arts Council to host the Missouri Arts Council's quarterly meeting here in Hermann, and we launched the inaugural plein air event, which brought in more than 40 artists from Missouri, and we're looking forward to an even better event in 2024. Rob, Jennifer Davis, and I worked on the updates to the business directory for the late summer printing of the visitor guide, and we expect delivery of that visitor guide to come sometime next week. We are also doing a new tear-off map pad because many people don't need the full visitor guide, and so we have those have been delivered, and we will be distributing those later this week. We've transitioned from having a contractor do the layout and design of the e-newsletter to Rob and I. We still have a writer who's writing our articles, but Rob has the skill set to do the layout and send out all the emails via Constant Contact. So we're seeing a number of emails increase through a partnership with the Missouri Division of Tourism and visitors signing up through our website. In June, representatives from 5 cities along the Missouri River Runner route headed to Springfield, Illinois to promote our Missouri destinations and riding the Amtrak. We spent one day at the Springfield, Illinois Amtrak station and the next day at the Bloomington Normal Amtrak station. We have digital ads running through this Sunday, and we have a booth at the Missouri State Fair on Thursday on Legislator Day. So those ads will all run through Sunday, and those will be in Missouri and Illinois. And this promotion was done in cooperation with Amtrak, the Missouri Division of Tourism, MoDOT, and IDOT. Jennifer Davis has been working with the Missouri Division of Tourism to launch our fall and Christmas ad campaigns through the Marketing Matching Grant Program. We are also launching the Minute with the Maker video series, which will highlight Hermann business owners or employees who make and sell products such as wine, coffee, spirits, leather goods, and quilts. We're really excited to get those launched. Rob and I have been pushing out information via Constant Contact e-newsletters to group tour operators in an effort to increase our bus tour traffic for 2024. We have also sent out e-newsletters targeted to meeting planners to get small to medium-sized meetings, conferences, and workshops to be held in Hermann. Last week, we had a booth at the Missouri Event Summit in Jefferson City and have some good leads for group meetings to be held here in Hermann. So very excited about that. That's an event that's not been held since 2019, so we're excited to get that meeting back up and running. We partnered with the Deutsheim Verein and Gitana Productions to offer 2 symposiums about our shared story of German abolitionists who fought against slavery. One symposium was held in Hannibal and one was held in Warrenton just this past Saturday. In July, I was a guest speaker at the Missouri Farm Bureau Agritourism Conference. We talked about agritourism as an economic revitalization tool for small rural communities. It was a great conference with about 150 people in attendance. The inside of the Visitor Information Center has been painted, and we have new wood rec card holders that match the benches as a result of a small grant from MoDOT. So we're real excited to have those rec card holders in and not get broken. We have a part-time position available at the Visitor Information Center. This position is very important to Hermann, as this is the first person that many visitors talk to or meet, and this person interacts also with our business and attractions partners. Charlene Watson, Paula Brewer, and Sarah Powers do a wonderful job promoting Hermann, and we are looking to add one more person to our team. Rob and I just finished up with promoting summer events in the Hermann Wedding Trail, which was held this past weekend, and have been getting all the Oktoberfest and Christmas events on the website, and we're even working into spring of next year. We have several new businesses in town and many businesses that have new owners. We want to thank all of them for landing in Hermann, and I tell you, that list is far too long to list one business by business. I still have a list of businesses who are looking for downtown locations, so I continue to let them know when we have buildings for sale or lease that come up available. Unfortunately, as our mayor said, we are losing our Save-A-Lot grocery store. I wish the Cutoff family all the best and thank them for their years of service to our community. As Bruce said, they have been major supporters of many not-for-profits and events throughout the Hermann area, and they will be greatly missed. While they would be very hard to replace, I have been contacting grocery chains to invite them to add a location here in Hermann. So we hope we can get some positive results out of that. I want to thank all the businesses and organizations who are utilizing our amphitheater. We have more events planned at the amphitheater than ever before. So come join us this Saturday for the Hermann Wine and Jazz Festival. Thank you for your time this evening, and I'll take any questions from the board.
Anyone have any questions? Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. We will move on to public comments. Mr. Brown.
Hi, I'm Brad Brown. I live on Stone Hill Highway. There's been an issue brewing over the last few weeks that's kind of come to a head. Apparently, there's a recovery drug and alcohol business that wants to lease a house up on our street and have 9 people live there, 8 in recovery and a supervisor, and there would be 9 cars there. It would not be an owner-occupied house, and we are in an R1 single-family residential district, and so we really, and some of the other people that live up there are here, we don't even understand how this is even being proposed since it's such a violation of our ordinances. So I'm going to hand out, most of the people on the street signed a petition to give to you all to nip this in the bud and get it stopped immediately. Oops, sorry. Since it is a violation of the ordinance, and I've got a copy of the ordinance I'm going to hand out with the petition. And I've highlighted the areas that I see that are in violation. These are obviously copies, but that's the original.
Right.
Oh yes, sure. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me see, I might have one more city attorney, I guess.
We'll share.
Yeah. So, the city does have an R3 residential district that does allow this type of entity to operate in town. So, I don't understand why they want to come up to an R1 single-family owner-occupied area to try to do this. They've got lots of R3 districts that they can go to. So anyway, I'm just here to represent all the owners, well, 90% of the owners on Stone Hill Highway, that we don't want this facility up there. We think it's great that people go to recovery and try to do better for themselves. We just think the location is absolutely wrong, absolutely violates our ordinances, and we want that stopped, and we want this person to know that this isn't going to happen. So that's my comments, and we'll leave it at that. I don't know if you're going to need to have another meeting with the residents about it, but that's our petition, and we want you to know how we feel about it, what we think needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we'll take your comments and, take that into consideration and have the aldermen discuss it at a later time. Thank you so much. Mr. Schulte?
No. Thank you, guys. Mayor, Councilman, Councilwoman, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim Schulte, Presiding Commissioner, Gasconade County. Myself, along with Jim Holland, Northern Commissioner, Jerry Larimore, Southern Commissioner, would like to offer our full support of moving forward with this endeavor to join the Port Authority. That's all. Thank you. Also, mark your calendars. Merrimack Regional Planning is hosting annual banquet at the Fest Hall Thursday, October 26th. Hope you can make it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much. Okay, no other comments. We move to old business. You don't have anything under old business. Anybody have anything under new business? Moving right along, we will move to ordinances. Mr. Foley?
All right, the first is bill number 2023-25, an ordinance setting the 2023 annual rates of levy for ad valorem taxes for general municipal purposes, establishment and maintenance of free public parks, and municipal band purposes.
Any questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve bill number 2023-25. Read.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made, second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried.
Next,
Yes, sir.
2023-26, an ordinance creating the Greater Montgomery County Port Authority.
Anybody have any questions on this?
So there's your ordinance. I think you've all reviewed it probably a couple of times, and we've been discussing it since the end of January and discussing the city's concerns. Those concerns were dealt with and I think resolved in an agreeable fashion with Gasconade County, and we should be able to move forward and be productive.
It's Montgomery County.
Montgomery County.
Sorry, Montgomery.
I knew what you were meaning.
Yeah, the county across the river.
Is everybody, if everybody's good with that, could I have a motion to approve?
If we pass this evening, what would be the next step?
They are going to submit our ordinances and agreements with their application to the state.
Make it part of the application.
And do we know the timeline on that?
Yes, they are hoping, well, they want to turn this in, well, October, I think is when they're hoping for a decision from the state.
That's quick for the state.
Okay. Anything else? Do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve 2023-26.
Motion made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. We need to read that one the second time.
All right. Bill number 2023-26, an ordinance creating the Greater Montgomery County Port Authority.
Do I have a motion to approve second reading?
I move to approve bill number 2023-26, second read.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made, second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Next.
Next is bill number 2023-27, an ordinance enacting a new article in the Code of Ordinances of the City of Hermann, Missouri regarding the city's compost site.
So we've been talking about this for a while, and I know this is something that the mayor has wanted us to address, just due to the doubling of the cost for the tub grinding to turn the tree debris into usable mulch. And we've been kind of allowing contractors to use it, and we don't really want to have to prohibit that, but we are going to have to start charging a fee. The use of the compost site is free for residents of the city. And now we are instituting a fee for non-residents and commercial users. We have mirrored Washington's fee schedule, and I think I mentioned this in the last meeting, but we are abandoning the idea of making them get a way ticket. That is proving to be far too cumbersome, until maybe in the future, if they get a updated computer system, it makes it more efficient. But for now, we're going to try doing this, and that is we'll mail this, of course, to all the contractors that we know that use it. We've already met with them once, and there'll be tons of signage asking them to stop and to log in their the kind of load that they're bringing in. There will simultaneously be a camera capturing video and pictures, license plate numbers that we can then cross-check with the log sheet so that we can invoice them monthly. So we're hoping that this is effective. It's not perfect, and that's the reason why it's taken us so long to do something is because it's not manned, short of manning it 24/7, it's a challenge, you know. So we're gonna give this a good try, and hopefully that will work. So that's what we're asking for tonight, is to approve this fee schedule into our code.
I have a question on the back side of it where it says items that will not be accepted. I kind of read through them, makes sense, but what's included landscaping debris?
I asked the same question.
Tear down a rose bush, can I not throw it out there? Or?
No, I think they were talking about like the
The
fence.
plastic that would go underneath, like a flower bed, or any landscaping timbers that have been, had steel driven through them or nails. So, yeah, anything treated, any vegetation will still be allowed.
Any other questions?
I agree this is long overdue, but I did have a question with the illegal dumping fee of $100. It's kind of in line with just not paying your fee, your license. Is that adequate?
Somewhere it's supposed to say it's double, it's on top of, look at the page, let's see, let's say, failure to provide requested information will be fined in the amount of 50% of the applicable user fee.
Okay,
So there'll be the regular fee and then half of whatever it was supposed to be.
as well
Dave, you
as,
want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, so, illegal dumping is not necessarily defined. So at the bottom of the fee schedule, it talks about, so visitors to the compost site provide information in a logbook for record keeping and invoicing persons, et cetera. So if somebody comes in and they don't bother to fill out the line on the logbook, or they lie on it, or don't fill it out completely, there's 50% of the applicable user fee is charged, and 50% of the applicable fee that's listed above. So then you turn the page, it's got a penalty for illegal dumping. I guess you would say that somebody that hasn't filled out the logbook properly, and then they proceed to dump, is dumping illegally. And so my recommendation would be for somebody like that, what Tricia just said, charge the 1/2 of the applicable fee and then plus the $100 for proceeding to dump.
okay.
I can try to maybe make that more clear if we want to do a first reading tonight, and then
Yeah.
have it on
We were
again
just
for
going
next.
to do first reading anyway, so.
The
we
1.5
can
plus
clarify
100.
Right.
that. Okay, we can clean that
Or
up.
it can be whatever you all want, frankly, in terms of.
I mean, I personally use it all the time, and I love it that we have that service for this, residents of Hermann. But I know there's a lot of other tree contractors who it's free dumping.
Not anymore.
So would that be like, say, $100 per load? So if we have a contractor that brings a large truckload in, can they bring multiple loads in for that $100?
Each load.
It says underneath penalties per load, but I didn't see it here where the commercial or non-resident users.
Yeah, it's per load. Everything's per load. Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve bill number 2023-27, its first read.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Next ordinance?
Next is bill number 2023-28, an ordinance to approve a contract by and between the city of Hermann, Missouri and Groundworks FRS LLC, also known as Foundation Recovery Systems, to repair the City Hall foundation.
Any questions on this?
I can tell you a little bit about it.
Yeah, okay.
Jesse, jump in if you want to. we've been talking a long time about the foundation repair issues for City Hall, and we budgeted for that. So I have these two bids for you. Both of these companies have done some work on this building in the past. They have two different methods. One company does what is considered more of an old-fashioned method where on the interior walls, because we have no footings, they put concrete pads under the walls. The other company, and that does, and this guy doesn't do any polyfill on the floor, okay? And so this other company, the one that I'm recommending tonight, the Foundation Recovery System, they do like the polyfill foam under the floor. It brings, will bring up the whole slab, and it doesn't add any more weight to cause any more shifting, and it has a lifetime warranty on it. So that's really the only difference. They all have piers. I think the other company had like one more pier than this one did. But they'll be driving these piers, be fixing piers on the front porch, in the community center itself, that kitchen area, and the back hallway wall. And so, so we are recommending the Foundation Recovery System with the polyfill, and it is the low bid. They said that it would only, they need 3 weeks notice to come out, and it'll only take them 2 days. And then it will tear up the landscaping out front, and I did budget to have that replaced.
Now, we do this, I think another part of the issue that caused this is the runoff from the hill.
Yes.
Are we gonna put a berm or something help to divert that water away?
Yes, I've already talked to Jesse about that. We're gonna do that with our own in-house labor and equipment, and create a ditch off that back hill that would run the water out this way. Yeah, because these guys do think the water is an issue. Yeah.
If we don't fix that, this is not gonna last
Right,
that
we're
long.
gonna do that simultaneously, yeah. Did I cover that
Yep,
pretty good?
the piering is gonna be a big part of that, you know. The polyfill floor jacking that's a better solution because it doesn't add the weight. You know, it's actually buoyant, but it's a commercial grade polyfoam, so we use something very similar to that when we set poles, depending on location, and it works really well. It gets tight, so.
Do they drill through the floor to injure that
Yeah.
poly?
Yep.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion, ordinance number, or bill number 2023-28, read.
Motion made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. We need to read that the second time.
If you would, we can get it moving faster. If you're not comfortable, we can wait 2 weeks, but otherwise we can get it going even sooner.
All right. Bill number 2023-28, an ordinance to approve a contract by and between the City of Hermann, Missouri and Groundworks FRS LLC, also known as Foundation Recovery Systems, to repair the City Hall foundation.
I have a motion for approve second reading.
Move bill number 2023-28, second read.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Next.
Next is bill number 2023-29, an ordinance to approve a Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission municipal agreements.
I'm going to invite Jesse up to just explain some of the details of this. So this is our the Green Creek Bridge project that the state is doing for us. And as you'll notice on that ordinance, they're spending $1.5 million. So we saved money to do the pedestrian bridge portion of it. Again, that's only going to be on the east side. They're going to make a wider walkway, pedestrian, and then we're paying for the decorative railing as well. And so we have the money for that, and actually that came in under bid. And then we ran into some issues with the sewer pipe that was attached to the bridge, and that's where I'll tag Jesse.
So they're changing the beams that go across the bridge now. And the two outside beams on the current bridge sit substantially below the existing sewer pipe. Now, obviously, the sewer pipe elevation can't change without putting in a pump. Like it's got to flow downhill. So we're kind of stuck with the elevation we've got. So what they had kind of planned on doing is they're putting in a much shorter beam, as I say. So they were actually going to hang off metal rods and connect the sewer pipe dangling below the bridge. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Freen Creek flood, but it does happen. We had a similar situation on the Freen Creek Bridge that goes across Gutenberg. And a couple of years ago, a tree came down, wiped it out. Now, it's been more than a couple of years ago, but it's been a while ago. We ended up putting in a lift station there. So that was the original thought here. This isn't a good fit to let this thing hang underneath the bridge. There's too much debris that comes down that creek quickly. So we looked into a pump and boring under the creek, and that was going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $400,000 that we do not have. So we kind of scratched that. The engineers did some shooting of elevations, and we found out that we can actually divert with gravity and go back to the Lions Field lift station by adding, I don't remember the exact number, I want to say it's about 800 feet of gravity sewer. This is a substantially cheaper fix, and obviously there's a lot less maintenance with gravity flow. We're not going to have pumps. There's no energy use. There's none of that until it gets to Lions Field lift station, which already exists. So right now that's going to be on plan. I think the cost was around $107,000.
103.
$103,000. See, it got cheaper already. It's more expensive than MoDOT's option. I think MoDOT's option was in the $50,000 range. I think long-term this is a much better fix. It's a long-term fix. It's not going to be 3 years from now we have to redo everything again because a tree came down the creek and wiped it out. And then we've got an SSO that we have to deal with which is a sanitary overflow of the sewer into the creek. We won't have to deal with that with DNR. It's just a better fit.
You still have to cross the creek over
We have to
there.
cross the creek no matter what. There's already a pipe that goes under there. So we're actually connecting from in front of that bridge. We're going to go down 7th Street, turn by the substation to the south, and then connect into an existing line.
You said the option to hang it with the metal rods was still $53,000.
Yeah, I want to say it was 50,000, somewhere in that ballpark. I have all this on a lot of notes that I planned on going by the shop and grabbing. Instead, I got here 2 minutes before the meeting, so that was awesome. But I think long-term wise, this is a much better solution. Same thing that we did at the Gutenberg lift station, but for a whole lot less money. And we get rid of a pretty serious liability. If those beams were going to hang down like the existing ones, I'd be all for putting it back. But I don't think it's a good idea to put it back with it hanging lower than the beams.
Now, if I remember correctly, Tricia, you said that this was a few meetings back. We had money in reserves to do this project without adding to the budget. Is that, with this plan, is that still in place?
So
Correct.
we're going to have like $20,000 left over from what we had saved for the pedestrian bridge. And then I checked with our bonding company, and they agreed that one of these unexpected replacements can be used to keep the system in necessary repair and good working order, can be used out of our depreciation and replacement account. So that's
So we're still in the same money plan.
Yes.
I like it.
Very good.
So they changed just this week the potential start date. They told us it could be between December to December, but now they've already pushed it back and said it won't be any earlier than July of '24. It'll take them 75 days to complete the project, and they'll give us 3 weeks notice. So when we get 3 weeks notice, we'll have to start addressing like traffic issues and, things like that.
And the good thing about this solution too, just so you guys know, we can actually get almost all of this work done way in advance of the bridge. And all we'll have to do is cut that one lane of traffic when they close the bridge. So it's not like we've got to do all this work as the bridge is ripped out. We can get almost everything done.
You'll be ready when they're there.
Right, yep.
Cool. Very good.
So because we've been in discussions with our engineer and the state and their planner and back and forth, we're right up against their hard deadline. So we need to approve this twice if we could. Read it twice.
Any other questions real quick? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve bill number 2023-29.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Second reading, please.
Bill number 2023-29 would be an ordinance to approve the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission municipal agreement.
Do I have a motion to approve second reading?
I'll move to approve bill number 2023-29 as second read.
Second.
Second.
Motion's made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Next order.
Next is bill number 2023-30, an ordinance to approve and to authorize the execution of a service agreement by and between the city of Hermann, Missouri and Motorola Solutions.
So this is basically a maintenance agreement on dispatches radio equipment that we will need regardless. And so we used to have when this was new equipment, we had a 4-year maintenance agreement on it. But as now that equipment is aging, we're only renewing for 1 year, and we'll probably do that again next year. And then at some point, it won't be cost effective to have the maintenance agreement anymore. But so this is a 1-year maintenance agreement on radio dispatching radio equipment.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion, bill 2023-30 approved.
Motion made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Also need second reading on that.
Bill number 2023-30, an ordinance to approve and to authorize the execution of a service agreement by and between the city of Hermann, Missouri and Motorola Solutions.
Do I have a motion to approve second reading?
Move 2023-30, second read.
Motion made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. We will move on to resolution.
The resolution on for tonight, number 1335, a resolution to approve the city's participation in the MoDOT's Transportation Alternatives Program.
All right, since Jesse's here, I'm gonna abuse him. Did you see your email today with actual engineers rendering? It just came in this afternoon. So this is for our TAP sidewalk grant that we've been talking about. What's in your packet is the funding resolution that we have to turn in with our grant application to tell the state that we're committing to our 20% if we're awarded the grant. And another part of the grant submission is our plan. And so this is our plan of where we're going to put sidewalks.
So right now, the plan, and I guess the plan that we are going to submit for sure, is the 200 block of East 4th Street, the north and the south side. That would get that street completely finished from pavement to curb and gutter to new sidewalks, which it needs new sidewalks on both sides pretty desperately. Our plan includes moving that sidewalk to the curb. You guys may remember we've discussed that quite a bit on that street and allowing more planting space behind there. So that's kind of included in this plan. We're going to have a couple small offsets in it for ADA accessibility around driveways that exist. And then we're adding ADA access to make a crosswalk across Gutenberg. Then on the 100 block of East 4th Street, there's a couple patches that are a pretty decent liability. I think we've had one accident in one location already. And the other place, there's a potential there. So we're going to go ahead and try to get those in on this this grant.
So we had talked about doing a larger scope of work, but when the engineer ran the numbers, it didn't work because we want to do both sides of a street, a block, if we're going to do that, and the numbers just didn't work. It was too over budget.
Yeah, there's no way to get 2 blocks, then it wasn't gonna happen. Not 2 full blocks.
And it's an 80-20 grant, so we paid 20%.
Right.
My question is, didn't we just replace some of those sidewalks?
We replaced a couple sections, like probably 12-foot sections around some trees that we'd removed. And that was just because we broke, well, I mean, they were broke up already, but we broke them up more. So as part of that curb and gutter work, we fixed those couple slabs. Those will come out because we're gonna move that sidewalk to the curb, but it wasn't any large swaths of sidewalk. It was just around those trees.
Like I said, I still think we should be better off moving the curb back to the sidewalk to widen our streets.
Yeah, and there's places where I don't disagree with you on that. I don't know how necessarily that'll go over. I mean, I've had those discussions. It's not always easy to lose that little green space either. Some people don't want that, but the street's kind of fixed in this location already. So we've got brand new asphalt, we've got brand new curb and gutter. We'd like to put brand new sidewalk
And that will be, according to the specs, 5 foot wide?
Yeah,
for
it'll all be the
ADA?
ADA
'Cause
spec.
right now, it's
Yeah,
what,
we-
about 2.5 to 3 foot wide?
in some places it's narrow. There's, the side slope is another issue that we run into a lot because people that put it in themselves don't necessarily pay attention to the ADA compliance, so they get more side slope on that sidewalk than what you can actually have. This'll fix that in the places where it's a problem. There's actually a pretty good stretch of that along the amphitheater where when Handy Pack built, I guess whoever poured that sidewalk, either International Shoe or Handy Pack or whoever, but it's got a pretty substantial side slope.
Any other questions? If not, do you have a motion to approve the resolution?
I move to approve resolution number 1335.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion's made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. We will move on to motions. We have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I move to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Invoices for payment, do I have a motion to pay the bills?
I will move that we pay those bills.
I have a motion to pay bills, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Pay the bills. Hire Ryan Williams as a part-time public safety dispatcher.
So, Mr. Mayor, these next two motions, to hire Ryan and to hire Abigail Miller, they were both prior employees and dispatchers here, and they are willing to come back and work on a part-time basis and fill in a few shifts here and there to fill in some gaps for our staffing shortage, to alleviate some burden on our 3 remaining dispatchers. So they, at this point, they have committed till December.
They're good enough to come in and help us out, we're in a pinch. Okay, do I have a motion to approve Ryan Williams?
I'll make a motion to approve their hiring of part-time dispatcher.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Now we need to hire Abigail Miller as a part-time part-time public safety dispatcher.
I move to approve Abigail Miller.
Motion made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Approve the low bid for truck bed replacement from J&T Trailers for $7,250.
We missed the snowplow.
Yeah, spreader and snowplow.
E.
Any questions?
You didn't read it. Can you read E?
You skipped one down.
I skipped one down? Hey, I got my glasses on. Okay, I'm sorry.
Woodies.
Okay, let's go back to E. I made a mistake. Approve low bid for plow spreader installation from Woody's Municipal Supply for $14,296. Do I have a motion to approve that?
I move to approve that.
Good, thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Okay. We're gonna approve the low bid for the truck bed replacement from J&T Trailers for $72,500. Low. We have a motion on that.
Motion to approve.
Motion's made, now second.
I'll second.
Motion made, second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Approve the annual renewal of CTM distribution for rack card distribution for the tourism department. Any questions? If not, do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Liquor license for Zang Das Rheinland Entertainment, 101 East 4th Street. Have any questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Public liquor license for Amy Granman, Blake Granman Memorial Scholarship Fundraiser, Sesquicentennial Park, September 30th, 2023. Do I have a motion to approve that?
I move to approve the event.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Caterers permit Old Vine Witches and Wine for 210 Schiller Street for October 19th, 2023. Motion for this.
Move to approve.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Caterers permit for Adam Pupta Winery Witches and Wine, 4th and Schiller Street, October 19th, 2023.
Move to approve.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Caterers permit for Lionheart Whiskey Company's Smoke Fest 2023 at the Amphitheater, September 16, 2020.
Motion to approve.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Caterers permit Dogmaster Distillery Smoke Fest 2023 Amphitheater, September 16, 2023.
I move to approve.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Caterers permit for Lionheart Whiskey Company, Germantown Jams Amphitheater, September 23rd, 2023. Motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Caterers permit for Lionheart Whiskey Company, Lionheart Chariots Charity Motorcycle Show at the Riverfront Park on September 10th, 2023.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Bless you.
Second.
So motion made and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Caterers permit for Adam Pupta Winery, 8 Hermann Area District Hospital Concert Amphitheater, September 9th, 2023.
Move to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Caterers permit for Adam Pupta Winery, JC's Oktoberfest, Sesquicentennial Park, October 6th, 7th, 14th, and 21 on 2023. Have a motion to approve that.
I'll move to approve.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Special event application for the Hermann Families in Action, Witches and Wine, with street closures on East 4th Street from Market to Schiller and Schiller to East 2nd for October 19th, 2023. Do I have a motion to approve that?
And Mr. Mayor, we need to make note that when you
Oh,
approve
yeah,
that, you're
there was
also
a-
approving the open container ordinance for their event. Make sure you've done like that for the last
Yeah, it's got
3 or 4
the
years.
closure and so forth. Everybody got a copy of that? You okay with that? If you're okay with that, then I need a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Motion made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. We have no reports. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you everyone for watching, and for those that are here, sorry for my goofs.
Hey, you're human.
I just had fun with everything I seen.
Yeah, you're not perfect. You could be more.
You should see me at the auction.